With the PGA Tour season drawing to a close at the weekend, golfing world's Cara sat down with Commissioner Tim Finchem to talk about the new schedule and the general state of the PGA Tour.
Commissioner Finchem, thank you so much for joining me. We sit here now at the end of the 2013 PGA Tour season. On reflection, how do you think this year has gone?
We've had a very good year, very solid year. We thought last year was off the charts, which it was, but this has been right there with it. We set an all-time record for our tournaments raising money for charity this year, over $130 million. We saw a lot of development of young players. There's some new stars created, which is great for the future. The FedEx Cup performed very, very well. We welcomed some more players internationally because virtually all the top players play on this tour now. So from a lot of different perspectives, it was a very good year.
I guess one of the main things we want to ask you about is the new look PGA Tour season. So in what used to be the fall series is now going to be the start of the 2014 season. Just explain that to us in a little more detail.
Well, this is the first time in the FedEx Cup era that everything is coming to a conclusion at the same time. So on Sunday, we awarded the FedEx Cup, and then we sent out the ballots to the players to vote on Player of the Year. We recognized the winner of the Arnold Palmer Award for leading money winner. So everything really comes to a conclusion, whereas heretofore, we'd finished the FedEx Cup and we still had a season going on. So now we'll turn around, we'll have the President's Cup next week, and then we'll turn right around and start next year's schedule here in October. So it's really a year-round schedule.
So one of the things I want to go on to next involves the European Tour, whose season runs pretty much parallel to yours. There have been a lot of rumours in the press about the PGA Tour wanting to buy out the European Tour. What would you say to that? What would your answer be?
We're not in the business of buying out anybody, and I don't think that the European Tour is in the business of selling out. It's not the way we do business in golf. This is not corporate mergers and acquisitions.
But do you think the European Tour is struggling and going to continue to struggle because some of the big European players have now moved over to play and reside in America for the PGA Tour?
The European Tour has had challenges on a number of fronts. The economy in Europe, which has been slower to come back than the United States. The schedule that we have over here has negatively impacted them. There has been some movement of some more of their players to play a little bit more here with the FedEx Cup. So they've had their challenges, and I think it's in our interest that the various tours around the world are healthy, they're growing, and they're doing for golf what they're supposed to do, which is to drive interest. Well, the only way you can do that is if you have big tournaments. So we want to try to work with our partners around the globe to make sure we're getting the most out of what we have to work with.
So just lastly, Commissioner, as we sit here with the 2014 season laid out in front of us, ready for a new year to start on the PGA Tour, what do you expect from the coming year, and what do you think is the one thing that we get out of the PGA Tour this next year?
I am just fascinated with the quality of the younger player that we're getting. The players we're getting now, like Jordan Spieth, are a little younger, they're more mature, they're more athletic, they're more focused on their presentation, and they're already focused on charitable activity when they come on the tour. It is an amazing thing. And the fans are into the young players. So this thing that we heard 5 or 6 years ago, where is the young American player? Those days are gone. They're here, they're young, they're very confident. And these young men that come up who are 22 years old were 8 years old, 7 years old when Tiger came on the scene. So they have watched Tiger and they've learned from it, and it's a fundamentally exciting thing for the future of the PGA Tour.
Perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure covering the PGA Tour, Commissioner. Thanks for talking to us.